and I think it's the heaviest building in the world.
What do they do? Fill it with lead?
It's just,
It's
just a lot of
Why is
lead.
that a thing? Hi guys, and welcome to our channel. This is Alice, I'm Kai, and together we're the Alikai project. Today we're going to be looking at the top 10 places in Romania, a video posted by Turopia. So a little backstory, I guess. So I'm English-British. Alice is originally from Romania. We've travelled there a couple of times, mostly to visit family, but obviously we've ventured around a little bit, seen the main,
A few places in
we've
the
seen
country.
Dracula's castle,
Of course.
I guess the very touristy places. So we've been to a few of the most, or not most, but well-known places.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the idea of this video is to hopefully jump in, look into some places that we haven't been, some recommendations, some hidden little gems.
Yeah, and see also what other people thought of it, potentially, depending on what the video is about. Yeah.
That's it. Okay, let's begin. Oops. There we go. Perfect. I'm intrigued to see what we come up with, actually.
Yeah, things that...
Because obviously we know that there's going to be some popping up, like Bran, maybe.
Located on the Balkan Peninsula, Romania is a country of contrasts. The former Soviet bloc country has, over the years, belonged to the Romans, who gave the country its name, the Hungarians, and the Ottomans. It is filled with...
Okay, without going into too much of it, it never belonged to Hungary as such. I'm just leaving it there.
Quaint old towns, mountain resorts that offer great skiing, and a burgeoning art community. Its most famous citizen, however, may be the vampire Dracula, a fictional character found in Transylvania. Here's a look at the best places to visit in Romania.
That's Brasov.
Yep.
Nice. Wonder where the first one's going to be. Oh, it's nice. Well, it's obviously a cemetery, so it's not a nice place, but you know.
That's Bucharest.
This is a renewed smartphone.
Oh man!
Already.
We're less than a minute into the video. Come on. Sorry guys.
Number 10, Danube Delta. If you're a nature lover, indulge yourself at the Danube Delta,
Never heard of this place.
Yeah, we haven't
river
been
delta in Europe. Be sure to bring binoculars with you, as this is a paradise for watching wildlife. Birds flock here from as far away as Egypt and China to breed or winter over. The willow-lined canals offer a great environment for the 300 bird species found here. Previous visitors rave about the spectacular sunsets and highly recommend taking a slow boat ride on the river.
I do love that about Romania, like how you've got such traditional old methods.
Yeah.
And it's almost like it's like a blast from the past, isn't it? Almost in some places. It seems like the more rural you get in the country, I should pause it. The more rural you get in the country, you know, you go from like city life, concrete jungle, to a guy with a horse pulling a tree behind him, and you know, walking his little pigs and God knows what. It's quite nice to see.
Yeah. Walking his pigs. I just clicked.
I mean, maybe it's horses.
Cluj-Napoca. Home to the country's largest university,
Cluj-Napoca
is considered the unofficial capital of the historical region of Transylvania.
Okay, how would you say it?
Cluj-Napoca.
Cluj-Napoca.
Close.
Cluj-Napoca.
Yeah, close.
I don't get it.
The city, which predates the Roman colonization, is one of Romania's arts and cultural centers. Home to a large Hungarian population, the city features a statue honoring one Hungarian king. Built in the 14th century, the Gothic St. Michael's Church has the tallest church tower in the country.
Looks nice. Looks obviously very urban. That looks nice though, like that.
Yeah.
So this is the statue we just saw, maybe?
I think so, from the front.
Mm.
I've never been to Cluj, so
Is it far from Bucharest?
yeah, quite.
Looks quite nice. It's obviously a very, like, it's another city, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Number 8. Constanta. Sitting on the Black
Constanta.
Sea, Constanța lures tourists from all over Europe during the summer months. Constanța is Romania's largest port and the third largest port on the Black Sea. Romania's oldest city has plenty of historical landmarks, beaches, and even a grand casino.
That's a casino.
Be sure to check out the popular
Well, it
gathering
was.
spot of Ovid Square, the intricate beauty of the Roman mosaics, and the 26-foot lighthouse built in 1860.
Is this the beach town?
Yes, we
here?
have been there.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
We have to go through the city to get to the beach resorts.
Ah, so we didn't stop here, but
No, we drove through.
Because I mean, obviously a beach is a beach, right? But it looked similar because you had the, I don't know what they're called, the carts, you know, like the sky, whatever they are, the sky carts, so it's like little bubbles.
Yes.
It's cool. Busy.
That's not busy there.
No.
Don't know where that is. Probably
It's probably just before the season, or it's really early in the morning.
Number 7.
after the
Bran
sunrise.
Castle.
Bran.
Bran Castle is
Yeah.
often associated with Dracula as his home, though there's no indication that the author Bram Stoker ever knew of this medieval castle. The castle, however, does have a fairy tale quality, peeking out from a forested hillside near Brasov in Transylvania. With roots dating to the
Brasov.
13th century, this medieval castle today is a museum, showcasing art and furniture collected by Queen Maria. It also is home to an open-air museum featuring Romanian peasant buildings from around the country.
So we've been to Bran Castle, haven't we? Well, we've been to Bran Castle, and it is a really nice place, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so we've ventured around the castle, and to be honest, I think our favourite room is oddly the torture chambers.
The
isn't
torture,
it?
yeah.
And all the methods that, aside from impaling, that he come up with, I guess. There's certainly some interesting ones.
It's obviously not things that he came up with.
Well, I guess they just got creative, right? When people wasn't given enough information, they weren't given enough information. I think the one that gets me, it's like the triangle. It's like a prism or a pyramid, isn't it? And then you sit on top of it, and they weight your legs down. Just think about that for a minute. That's nice, though.
That's a little courtyard.
It's very narrow, though, isn't it? It's very small.
Very
because
small.
I guess back in the day, people were a lot smaller than now. It goes for a lot of castles and stuff in England as well. Everything is just on a much smaller scale. The door frames, everything, beds, chairs, people.
I just think they must have hired this to an extent or gone when it was closed because it was absolutely empty.
I would
when
imagine they
all
probably
these
went
shots.
early, probably just before its opening.
Yeah, and just said, look,
have a quick tour?
Yeah, I think so, because everywhere they've been so far,
It's never been that empty when we've been
it's
there.
not empty, it's rather busy. Yeah.
There could even be pictures from the actual venue.
Sorry, what venue?
The Bran Castle. The actual castle may have taken that tour. And
Oh, I see what you mean. Sorry.
Number 6.
Again now.
Bucharest.
the
Bucharest is a
capital.
city that combines the old with the new. Visitors might come across a centuries-old building, a modern high-rise, and a communist-style building all in the same block. This modernizing European capital boasts the largest parliament building in the world, with 3,100 rooms and being 12 stories high.
I mean, it's impressive from the outside.
Yes, it's
it's
massive. And after the Pentagon, I believe, is the second biggest building in the world. And I think it's the heaviest building in the world.
What do they do? Fill it with lead?
It's just,
it's
just a lot of
Why is that a thing?
And I guess whatever it's built out of.
Yeah.
The impressive building constructed in 1984 are given frequently throughout the day. Also not to be missed in Bucharest is the Old Town Center with its narrow cobblestone streets and old buildings, including medieval churches.
There's some nice buskers in there as well.
It's nice food, street food and other restaurants and bars.
And some not so nice ones as well.
Yes,
Based on our
so
last trip.
everything combined.
We've never actually been able to do that. Is that obviously winter, I guess?
He didn't say where that was. I'm guessing in one of the
We're
parks.
still in Bucharest, yeah.
Yes, it's probably Cismigiu Park,
Okay.
which is near to where we stayed
Number
last
5,
time.
Right.
Sinaia. Sinaia is a
Sinai's
mountain
nice.
resort town that grew up around a monastery that was named for Mount Sinai.
What's
The
this?
monastery, which contains a
Peles.
copy of the first
No, it's
Bible
not.
printed in Romania,
I
is
think
a
so.
popular site today with tourists.
It's one of them.
Who
This
enjoy
Oh, is
hiking
that
in
the
summer
smaller?
That's a
and
small
some
one.
beaches
That's
we've never
Peles, and that was
actually-
skiing in the
Peles.
winter.
We never
King
saw
Charles
that
I
one.
No.
built his summer home, known as Peles Castle, near here. The
That's
town is noted
fantastic,
for
that
having
castle,
pretty
though.
flowers, but
gorgeous.
visitors who pick them can find them.
So we've been to Sinaia a few times because it's generally on the route to the mountains where we usually like to visit Transylvania when we go over to. So we land in Bucharest, stay there for a little while, then we head up to the mountains in Transylvania. We always pass through Sinaia, generally Brasov as well.
Brasov as well, yeah.
But yeah, so we've been to Peles Castle quite a few times. I'd say it's probably our third time this year.
Yeah,
And only this year did we go inside.
yes.
And honestly, we was always put off before by the queues and stuff,
The
wasn't we?
queues and
But
yeah,
my
it was
God,
just so
inside
busy.
is phenomenal. The things on display are absolutely fantastic. I
Yeah,
really,
it's gorgeous.
the coat of arms, the weaponry
The
from
gold room, all sorts of.
it's for me it's all the medieval sort of weaponry, like from the different ages as well, and the
Yeah.
different, not just the ages, it's also the different invaders, I guess, or the rulers at the
eras
time.
and whoever was
And
there at the
it's
time.
so cool, and there's so much of it. It's absolutely brilliant. If you ever go there, I definitely recommend going inside it.
Yeah.
Themselves in hot water, as this is not allowed.
Wait, what's not allowed?
I don't know.
Let's scroll back on that one just a second, because I'm a bit
I
confused.
missed that.
Not allowed.
Oh,
a bit
damn
more.
it! Hold on. About
Our
there.
home, known as Peles Castle, near here. The town is noted for having pretty flowers, but visitors who pick them can find themselves in hot water,
Right.
as this is not allowed.
That's it, I'd
Dumping
take
flowers.
It's so picturesque, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, damn it! We need to get YouTube Premium.
I was thinking about that.
Oh my God,
That's
I can't even find it. Oh, yeah, my bad. Oh. It's all going wrong today, isn't it?
We're technically challenged today. There's a sneak peek on the inside.
It's like the entry, isn't it? As you go
Yeah,
up. It's really cool, though.
that looks really good. Like all the woodwork as well. Amazing.
To be honest, I don't think this does it justice.
Yeah.
It's so much better when you're actually there
Yeah,
in
it does.
person. It is a long walk, though. I'll give it that. It is quite a walk, isn't it?
Yes, so to get to the castle, you park at kind of like at the bottom of the hill,
Yeah.
and then there's a bit of a climb, not a very steep climb, but like a steady sort of
So it's just a
20
slow and
minutes
steady walk,
walk,
isn't it? But
25, maybe
it's
half
all,
an hour,
all uphill.
cobblestones. So yeah, don't rush, take your time, because otherwise by the time you get to see it, you'll be out of breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon Brasov was going to be it.
Number 4, painted monasteries. Among the
Wrong.
most picturesque attractions of Romania are the painted monasteries of
Where is this?
Bucovina
We
in the
haven't seen
northeastern
this.
part of the
Bucovina
country.
is quite
Their
far.
painted exterior
Oh, that looks
walls
so
are
cool.
decorated with elaborate
It's painted on the
15th
outside.
and 16th
Yes.
century frescoes featuring portraits of saints and prophets, scenes from the life of Jesus, images of angels and demons, and heaven and hell.
That would be a really cool one to see, actually. That looks awesome. I like the interesting roof design as well, and the overhang. I would have thought on the outside it just gets washed away.
Maybe it gets repainted every now and then.
Like, oh, I assume so.
Or maybe it's
It
special.
is crazy though, isn't it? The amount of effort going into that.
There is a monastery, and I'm not sure if it was the one featured, with a very unique shade of blue. It's called Violet Blue, which has not been able to be replicated yet.
Oh, really?
Yes. I don't know how they did it and what happened
Well,
there.
they haven't, even in Romania, they haven't managed to. Oh, so it was like back in.
It was named after that monastery because it's such a unique
And they've just
shade
never been
of
able
blue.
to get that. That's interesting, isn't it?
From that was a while ago, the last time I looked into it, but
it's cool though.
I don't know if that's been changed.
Actually, you do have quite an abundance of churches and monasteries in Romania, isn't there?
Yes. Quite a strong religious background to the country.
And it's so detailed.
Yeah.
What I do notice actually though is a lot of the churches in Romania specifically are very artistic. Like it's a lot of pictures and a lot of paintings and artistic in that way, whereas to a lot of other places that we've been to, so some in Portugal for example, it's more the actual architecture. So rather than
structure,
like,
not
exactly, these are more painting heavy,
yeah.
whereas it's quite interesting just to see how like different variations.
Yeah.
Number 3, Brasov.
There we
Located
go.
in central Romania, Brasov boasts
Brasov.
everything from dynamic modern city life to
So
old
cool.
world
I love this
charms
city.
and
Yeah,
fascinating
I think
scenery.
it's one of our
Surrounded
favorite
by the
spots.
Carpathian Mountains, the city is considered a mountain resort.
It's like the
with
central
skiing
hub,
and
isn't it?
ice skating.
I'd say Brasov is kind of a central hub where there's lots to do around it. So you've got oh god, I'm dying. You've got Rashnov Citadel, which is really close, and they've also you've got obviously Bran's not too far away for Dracula's castle.
Got a few ski resorts, including Sinaia and Predal on the way from Bucharest to
and also
Brasov.
Sinaia is where Peles is.
Yeah.
You've
quite
got
a few. You got Sighisoara not far from there. You can use that as your hub to then cross over the mountains through the best road to drive on in the world, according to Top Gear a few years back now. Transfăgărășan. So yeah, there's a good spot to have your base if you want to see more of the country without always going back to Bucharest and doing a lot of driving.
Don't forget the Bear Sanctuary.
Oh yes,
the Bear Sanctuary is very close to it as well. I actually went. Well, we couldn't both go there unfortunately because one had to babysit or look after the child rather.
Yes.
So I went with my parents and we went to the Bear Sanctuary, which was fantastic, and I definitely recommend anyone to go and see that because one, I've never seen a bear in my life before. And I've now seen about 50 of them. And it's just great to obviously see them in a natural habitat, just being themselves and safe, because they're,
they were saved from different scenarios as well, weren't they? They're not necessarily...
so they have this
saved from
sort
captivity or from circus, some of them.
Poaching as well.
Poaching, yeah. And because of their background, kids under 5 are not allowed, which is why we couldn't take our daughter when we went.
Yeah, it's because it's like trauma, basically. Bears have trauma from humans and certain actions. So
yes, and kids get excited, they start clapping, and that's when they could get triggered.
It's really fantastic and definitely worth a visit. And not just that, do your bit and support the bears.
Yeah. You can adopt a bear as well.
You can indeed.
We have, didn't we?
We did?
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
Your parents
My
did?
parents did.
Yes.
And the other place we went to recently around Brasov was Covasna.
Covasna, yes.
Well, we didn't go all the way to Covasna,
did we not?
I feel like it was
a monastery.
It was a monastery. It was, now, what was it called?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But it's a lovely monastery. It's got like really thick walls, and it's like a monastery fortress style thing. But it was really cool.
Yes, yeah.
That was also really cool, actually.
Really good.
But it was sort of in Covasna, but not quite. It was on the way to Covasna, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's enough about our trip to Brasov.
Facilities. A top site is the Black Church, a Gothic cathedral so named
Ah,
because
yes.
smoke
We
from
finally
a
went in
huge
there, didn't we?
17th century fire
Only took us like
blackened
4
the
days.
stones.
Because we
Visitors
kept
also
missing
may
the
want to take a
closing
stroll
time.
down Rope Street, which is the narrowest street in the country.
It's a very walkable city, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just lots to see. There's always something going on. Again, you have some buskers. You've got plenty of nice restaurants.
Yeah.
A few not so nice ones.
That's it's always
But that's
the case.
everywhere, isn't it? And then
It's the luck of the draw when you don't know, you just pop in and see what happens.
But it's just also just the roads around. You know, if you head up to Poiana Brasov, which is like the mountain resort, you can look back down and see over the city, and there's some fantastic views up there. Really cool. Yeah, it's nice. This is fun. We're going to go to this.
It's in the city.
That's cool though. Look at that. Okay, that's something to consider for
Number
next visit.
2, Sibiu.
Sibiu.
Once part of
We have a
Hungary,
picture from
dates back to the
that
early
We do.
12th century. The
place
city is
now.
located in Transylvania, an area that is associated with vampires, but it's highly unlikely that visitors will run
Roma
across any
vampire,
undead fate. Instead, travelers will find the Grand Square, in use since the 15th century, and the Baroque Brukenthal Palace, home to one of the oldest museums in the world. Visitors may also want to be on the lookout for remnants of old fortifications used to defend the city hundreds of years ago.
Oh, not again. No.
It's a sign.
It's every video now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Again, very walkable.
Yeah, it's just very oldie-woldy, lots to see, isn't it? Little clock. I think there's a clock tower there. Actually, it's been a while since we went there. We went there a few years ago now.
Good for you. I think it's that one on the top there.
Yeah, you can climb up the clock tower. It was quite cool. We went up at night, didn't we?
Yeah,
Obviously
lovely.
adds to it. You can see all the lights. It's really cool. It's a nice place to go, actually. I suppose it must have been about 4 years ago that we went there because it was before our little daughter.
And before COVID as well, so ages ago.
Oh, damn. So it was a while ago. Damn. Okay.
Number 1,
Number one,
Sighisoara.
Sighisoara. Yes.
Is in Transylvania. Sighisoara is one of the
Beautiful.
most popular places in
This is
Romania due to its beautifully preserved walled town. During the 12th century, German craftsmen and merchants were invited here by the
Is
King
this
of
the tower
Hungary
that we
to
can go
settle
up
and
into?
defend the frontier.
No.
They
No, was it
established a
Sibiu?
thriving trading town here.
No,
that
so-
the citadel
So with Sibiu, we went up in the clock tower.
Yeah.
Or clock tower, I guess, whatever it is, the watchtower, isn't it?
Yes.
With Sighisoara, so if I remember correctly, you have like the sort of the town, which is a little bit lower at the bottom, isn't it? And then you can travel up a little bit, and then you get into like the old kind of medieval town, a bit more, which is also where I believe
You go through the gates.
yeah,
and,
Vlad Dracula
yes.
occupied a place there at some point. And then if you go even higher, do you remember there's the church right at the top?
Yes.
And there's a really long walk
really
up.
steep staircase.
Yeah, because we got some
up.
pictures of like, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was
visitors
hard
sit
going.
today.
Yeah.
Every July, a medieval festival takes place in the old citadel. The landmark of the city is the clock tower, a
So I guess this is the
210-foot high
citadel.
tower built in 1556.
Nice.
And I think that building on the right there is where Vlad occupied this yellow building here. One of these, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, it's a little museum now.
I think it's a little bit cheesy though, isn't it? Because if I remember, we went in there and there's
Yeah,
literally a guy laying
someone
in
in
a
a
coffin. He's like,
coffin.
"Rah!" So, House on the Rock. I love the bikes actually with the plants going on. It just looks really, just adds to the mood, doesn't it?
Charming.
Sets the scene. Actually, I remember there being quite nice vegetation at the top of the scene, like down the side streets now. Really,
Yeah.
really picturesque. I don't know if it's going to show it. Nice.
Oh, I wish it was longer.
Me too, actually. It feels like we've been to the top 10 places, doesn't it? More or less.
Yeah, there were
There
just
was
a couple of
Cluj
things.
It
It was the monasteries in
Yes.
Bucovina that obviously we've never touched that area yet.
No.
So it's the whole west going into the north of the
Hmm.
country that we haven't really touched at all.
No, I
And
mean,
then also the south with the delta.
we've definitely got a couple of places we'd like to go, haven't we? I think,
Yeah.
is it Corvina Castle? No.
Kind of Corvin Castle.
Corvin Castle, there you go. That's our like up there on the
Yes.
list. We've just never had the
And
opportunity
again,
to
we
go
have to pick a base and then go from there, maybe stop on the way. So we have to make it like a tour. You can't go up and come back. You
No,
can't do that. It's too
the problem
big
with
of a
Romania,
country.
it's too big.
Yeah.
Because we found like wherever we go, you know, even when we was in Brasov, you're based in Brasov, then it's like, right, head an hour in this direction to see that, and then come back and then head an hour in that direction to see that. So obviously in the day there's only so many hours here and hours there you can sort of achieve. So what we found the best way to do it was sort of go to a town, see it, move and stay somewhere else. See it, move, stay somewhere else. It's almost a little bit of a road trip.
Circuit,
little
like
road trip and staying on the way through. But
and hopefully next time we get to come back or go up via Transfăgărășan.
Yeah, I mean, maybe next time as well, rather than going via Bucharest, obviously we could try a different starting point.
Or,
maybe even start somewhere else and work our way back to Bucharest. Proper road trip.
Well, the problem with that is that we need to hire a car.
I'm sure you can leave it in Bucharest, they won't mind.
I mean, you can have different drop-off points depending on who you're hiring with. If it's a national sort of company, nationwide rather, that is achievable, but it just seems like a bit of a waste when you have a car.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we have a car in the capital, so we'll have access to one, I guess. But yeah, so there's the top 10 places to visit in Romania. Obviously, we've also talked about our experience in said places as well. But yeah, great video by Turopia. You can see the details of the video in the description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support our channel. We really appreciate it, and every little bit counts. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys. Bye.